Hey everyone, I was listening to a radio program yesterday where they talked about how the speed of or the volume of the scientific advancement progress has slowed down in last few years, almost last 50 years, and there were various reasons given for that. One of them was the way the science was done in the 40s and the 50s. It was usually individuals who were passionate about a specific subject and they would do research and find out what was going on. Now it's done mostly by large corporations, and it is highly motivated by the economic fruits of the research, not the research itself. It's funny, I was watching this movie Idiocracy last week, and the two incidents, the Idiocracy, the beginning of the movie Idiocracy, and this program sort of resonated with everything that we have been seeing of late. In the movie, they talk about how in next 500 years suddenly the human civilization has gone downhill, and the reason they gave was most of the research was targeted towards hair growth and erectile dysfunction sort of research, mostly the vanity related things, and that's not very far from truth. Even today, if you look at the scientific advancement, most of the research that is happening is around weight loss, preventing hair loss, even tanning and skincare solutions, because there is a huge market for it, right? If there is a certain type of cancer that affects, say, 100,000 people in the world, the money a company is going to get out of it is minimal compared to a weight loss drug or a skincare product they can release and sell it to millions. So the economic conditions definitely influence what we do, but they can also have a long-term detriment. I'll try to find the study that shows the amount of scientific advancement that has happened in last few years versus the years before. But the other thing that happened was earlier in last year there was this great resignation going on, and a lot of people were leaving jobs left and right. I had a discussion with some of people in my company, and they had the same idea, like if I can get a better money and better working conditions, if I can go to Silicon Valley and get a job in Facebook, for example, I can almost get double the money that I'm getting here. Cost of living obviously is one of the factors, but what I tried to explain to them was the kind of work we do matters. When I was looking for a job about 6 years ago, I had different kind of offers, and I was not only focused on how much money I was getting, but I was also looking at what sector of the economy I was contributing to. So today, when we go to work, I take pride in the fact that we are an important part of economy, right? We make sure, as my company, we make sure that hundreds of thousands, almost 1 million customers, businesses, get ready for work every day. We provide them uniforms, we provide them fire protection systems, we provide them first aid systems, sanitation services. Obviously, all of it contributes to an economy. I don't want to be working for a company where my performance is measured by how many clicks my app can get. or how many likes I can generate by social engineering a certain aspect of public psychology, which is what most of the modern new age companies are doing. Marketing is mostly driven by social media, and it's working. It's not fake. It is actually generating the sales that the companies are looking for. But what we do influences where we are just as much as we want to do what makes us happy. For example, if you want to live in a country or a state that provides better living conditions, or a company that provides a better living conditions, it's you who make up that country or a state or a company. You can't just move to a different place and imagine that your life standard of life or your conditions will improve. How you behave contributes to those conditions. So wherever you are, if you work towards the improvement of conditions, whether it is living conditions, work conditions, the conditions will get better. We are not isolated part of a system, we are the system, right? So what I was trying to say is, any company that is built on skimming profits, for example Airbnb or all the aggregators for travel, the Kayak or Expedia or Travelocity.com, they are skimming profits off of the real companies, the travel facilitators, the air travel companies, the airlines, the hotels, the actual industries that generate that value share their value with the aggregators. So when I go to trip.com, what it is doing is collecting informations from hundreds of other airlines and giving me the most optimum price. It brings value to me. It's reducing the friction. In economics we call it the cost of business is called friction, and it is a necessary evil. The cost of doing business is there, but it helps me find the right flight. Otherwise I would have to spend days to go through each of those companies and figure out what's the best for me. So in a way they serve a value, but keep in mind that they are not generating value, they are skimming value. So anytime we take a job that works in a core company that generates value versus a skimming company that aggregates value, the risk is always going to be there. For the skimming company, the reward is extremely high, depending upon how much collaboration you can have with the core companies. For the core companies, the salaries or any kind of economic value is going to be fairly stable. And what I had told my co-workers when we were having that discussion was, I prefer to be in a medium risk, medium reward job as opposed to a high risk, high reward job. And which is why I chose, when I chose Cintas, I chose a company which contributes to the real economy, and I was happy to do that. Companies like Facebook or Instagram, they are in entertainment business, and entertainment is, one, highly competitive, and two, it's highly volatile. So yes, when it works you get a lot of value out of it. When it doesn't work, you don't. Companies like Amazon or eBay have sort of shifted from an aggregator to an actual, not eBay, but at least Amazon has shifted to a real company where they have started actually running the business themselves. They run their own transport, they run their own warehouse. So Amazon actually started as an aggregator, but now it has gone to a real business. Same with Netflix. It was a disruptor, but slowly it has become the business. The other thing some of these companies have done, which is a good thing, is they have diversified themselves into more areas that are more core in terms of business. For example, Amazon has gone into server storage or AWS kind of thing. Similarly, Microsoft and Google have started. Well, Microsoft was always a core company in IT, but still a core company. Google started as a search engine aggregator, but it has also gone into server storage and more real estate kind of businesses. So what I'm trying to say is, one can always find more lucrative opportunities, but it's very important to know for ourselves what we are getting into. And the same goes for scientific research. Yes, if you make a drug like Tylenol, another substitute that works say 10 times quicker, it is going to make you a billionaire, right? But that's not going to be the best use of somebody's research potential. But it is what it is. I mean, there is no point in saying that one should not spend time in such research, because it's a capitalistic economy, and that's what runs the business. Whatever brings money brings the business. So it's more of an observation than any solution to a problem. Just something that was going around in my head, and I thought I'll say it out loud. So, right.